So again we come and the later days of Dhamma and known as the degenerate age of Dhamma, which is the last 10,000 years, right? Dhamma declines, which the Dhamma decline, that is the last later days, right? But it would be, even though if it is being explained, we could say that it will exist and it will come back again. You know why? Actually, there are more than 5 lakhs and 500,000 Buddhas were born, and after that, we call it as after that he has now everything we have in this world. We have some kind of theories, some kind of simplicities, right? There are universal truth. We call it as in Hindi Sanatana Dhamma. Sanatana Dhamma means these universal truths will never fail. Will never will be existing forever, right? Will be existing forever. Like this Vishwa, it means this universe will born, will will be not created. It was beginning. We don't know who created. It means created means something, somebody has been created the universe. Mankind by created by someone. But this our religions in Buddhism and these religions, this is not all about the Atma. It means we do not believe Buddhism as a religion and as a philosophy which is existed by the creation of God or Allah or anyone. That's a different case, right? So, uh, in the mankind, you all know in the mankind, we some kind of you can say some kind of unsolved mysteries in our time. If you see, for example, if you cannot find a solution or resolution for any question or any problem, what do you believe? You believe the religion. So unexplainable things, unimaginable things, some kind of things that people cannot explain or people cannot get through on it into a proper solution. We use it as a religion, as a religious matter. So this is how it goes, right? Uh, and this sutra of the Great Assembly and Maha Savipada Sutra, Japanese, they call it the Japanese also Doki Lokoyo. Like this is Japanese we don't want, and like this Chinese also we don't want. We want the simple Sinhala language, Sinhalese Sri Lankan language, and also English. So, so actually, this is not we call it as this is the part of a series of a Mahayana Dhamma, right? But we call it as a one factor. We call it as a kalpa. There is a uh, the everlasting concept. The Buddhism explain about the how this world will be vanished, how this world will be destroyed by the humans, like that, and it will born again. And 64 kalpa we will live and we will again die. Not humans. Human will not existing into a 64 kalpa. They will live only 60 or 70 years only, right? So there are periods of significant Mahayana adherent, particular those who holds the Lotus Sutra high in the high regard, namely Tanhai and Tandei, like this the Nechin Buddhism. This is a later days of Dharma. It means this is, we call it as a in the Buddhism method, traditionally the age of supposed to be that supposed to be begin in 2000 years after the Sakyamuni Buddha's passing, at least 10,000 and at least it will be 10,000 years or more, right? So it will be a huge time, right? And the Sutra Pitaka, it says assembly of the describes of the later days of Dhamma as the age of the conflict. Age of the conflict. Now it has happened, but we don't know. We don't have any particular time frame or time framework, or we don't have a any particular measurement of time like like what we are using right now as per the Gregorian calendar, right? So when it quarrels and the disputes and will arise among the Hendersons by the teachings of pure Dhamma will be observed, obsux, obsecute and lost. Execute means lost means it will be vanished. It will be vanished, and the evil late age when the society is disordered, uh, disordered, and it means there's no law and order, and also like what happened in Palestine and Israel right now, what happened in Russia right now, what happened in Kashmir right now. There are a number of places what is happening right now. This is how it goes, right? And also. Sakyamuni Buddhism will lose its power on the benefits power to the benefits of the people, and people born into the later days in Dhamma do not have the seed of Buddhahood sown into them. People will not see the Dhamma and the lectures. We call it as the lectures and Sutta and Abhidhamma. People will not listen. People we don't have, and this is how it says about the Tripitaka. That's why human is being given such a small period of time, like 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, like that, to do to shape their life into the good path. But unfortunately, it never happens. People will go by tanha. It means greedy to the power, greedy to the money, greedy to the women, greedy to the houses, greedy to the luxurious life, greedy to the cars and luxurious vehicles, greedy to the gold, greedy to the dollars, greedy to the powers, greedy to the political powers, or these things and consumer things. Materialistic world. This is how it goes, and according to the interpretation of the northern Naichin Buddha, also uh, it means entrusted the propagation of this Dhamma. It says, whoever practice the Dhamma, they will get a finally we call it as a Nibbana, and it's not enlightened at the end of the his soul, end of his soul. So otherwise, people born incarnation, we call it as incarnation. It will come, it will exist, it will go back, it will come again, it will exist, it will go back. That's how it evolves, right? So this is the Buddhist temporal cosmology assumes the cyclical pattern of the ages, even and even when the current Buddha's teachings fall into a disregarded, new Buddhas will at some point, usually considered to be millions of years of the future, will be born and ensure the continually Buddhism in the Lotus Sutra, and also uh, entrusted spread Buddhist Dhamma in this age of save mankind and the earth. It will be reborn. Wow, it vowed to be reborn and the later and recreated again the Buddhism. Right, that's how it goes. It's like a wheel. Over rotation will happen. There are teaching by the different groups, these groups also there, but the concept is almost the same way it explained. And also Gautama Buddha, since the beginning of the time, karmic connection. Even we have Bodhisattva also had the karmic connection, right? Meaning they are aware of the superior practice, which is essence of Buddhism and Dhamma on its original pathway, and pure from the karma, and also our good deeds and the bad deeds what we do. Good bad things will be cannot be demolished, can be occur. It is occurring, and also it will give the good. If you do the good thing, good result will happen. If you do the bad thing, bad results happen. That's how it teach. Entire our life is always uh, Our life always depend on the karma. Karma means what the kriya. It means the actions what we make. Before we make the how can we make an action, because we have something understandably some kind of some kind of precipitation, some kind of methodologies we use to live. We believe these concepts, we believe this is the way we have to live, this is the way I have to think, this should not be happen, this should be happen. Like this, the way we have a thought in our mind, we have principles, we always teaching by ourselves, our mind, do this, don't do this, do this, do this, don't do this. How it could be, because this is how our structure has been made of, our DNA structure, or our societal structure, right? Our cultural structure. Each person has, each religion has their different kind of cultural structures and cultural world, cultural environment, like that. It differs from the religion to religion. But in Buddhism, what we use to believe in nature and Sanatana Dharma means universal truth. It never change, right? Until the very moment this whole universe and entire infrastructure will be collapsed, and end of the end of if there is one timeline, it is uh, simply if there on the chronological line, if there is a time, this societal collapse or whatever it is, it happens, and end of the mankind, end of the civilization, right? Then it will not come again. So until at that time, we do not know when it happens. But Buddha says it will evolve again. It will reconnect it, and it will circulate it, and again it's like a recycle, right? It's like a cycle. It's like a cycle. It's a human's life cycle. Humans Buddhism human life cycle, you can say. It comes again, it goes again, it comes again, it goes again. It will come, born, live and die, born, live and die. Like act, do, plan, act, do, implementation, and what will happen again? Dispatch. So this is how it goes. This is how it goes. There are the death of Gautama Buddha is a rise of Maitri Buddha. So this is how it goes, and it, it almost says how to believe in Buddhism and what to believe, and it clearly says all those things, right? This is all about our futuristic study, and what is the meaning of kalpa. Kalpa means a formation and or creation. Creation we don't believe, right? Etymology it says it's a creation. It's a kind of a we can't say how much is divided, and in Hinduism, Kalpa is equal to 4.32 billion years. The day of Brahma, 12 hours per day properly, and thousands, 1000s Mahayugas, Mahayuga. So you cannot say how much it is a Kalpa. It's to be created. You cannot say created. Actually, it is showing here it is as a creation. Buddhism is not a creation of God, or Buddhism never teach about the creation of anyone, Allah or anyone. These are the mythical things that which do not existing, right? Which cannot be proof. If God has created this world, who has created the God? If there is a one and only God has created this world, who has created the God? That's another question in front of us. So actually, that's how the long period of time which is related to the timeline, and create or prepare, form and produce and compose and invent. That's how it goes, right? In Hinduism, that's what it says. In Buddhism, the Pali language entirely the early Buddhism, and words kalpa takes from kappa. So it is mentioned that assume the oldest scripture of Buddhism in Sutta Nipata. This actually uh, this speaks of Kapattika, one of gone has a beyond of the time and right. And the part of the Buddhist manuscripts, it says it's like a where you can see, for example, it says by an example only, right? And you can say in an example, it is does not arithmetically define, mathematically it could not define, uses the similitude, by using similitude, but uses similitude. You can say similitude. From the similitude, you will find out what is this kalpa. Where a man who takes to take a piece of a cloth of the most uh, delicate texture of fine cotton, you can say it's a fine cotton, and they are were to be touched, and the slightest possible manner once in 100 years in a solid rod free from earth. See Yojan, 40 miles high and much as broad, and the time would comes when it would be warmed down by this unpredictable uh, trituration. Trituration, that size of mug, in you can say size, that the size of a mug of udu seeds. This period of would be immense as a duration, but it is being declared by the Buddha that it will not be the equal of Mahatma. So you can't imagine this. I feel frightened actually. Like, I was excited and frightened. So how this world, how these things uh, gonna be? How could we uh, this kind of things? It's unbelievable. You know, it's not easy. Right? Suppose there was a great mountain of rock. So also uh, the league long, league wide, and the league high, or it's unracked, un cavitalized, and the single mass, the man would come along with every 100 years and drop it once with a classic cloth. It's a cloth, small cloth, and more quickly would be the great mountain rock raised away from the consumed by that effort, but not that halper yawn. How long the monk of yawn? I mean the Buddha says like that. So that's a kind of it's not mythical. It's been it's given by the with the examples by Buddha, Lord Buddha. So that's how we have to always be careful about what we are doing. So this is all. When it comes to the futuristic studies, it is gone. It much has gone beyond. There is another concept called wheel of the time. Also, the wheel of the time is the wheel of the history concept, the found of the several religious traditions. So when you come to the futuristic studies, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and Catholicism, the main theoretical religious studies, we are going to explain it about it by one. And the concepts found in several religious traditions and the philosophies, and not only religions of Indian religions such as Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, and the Buddhism. It is regarded that one as the time cyclical and consisting and repeating the ages may of others cultures can be also similar belief and concepts also. And notably Q and Peru also have the same things. And the wheel of time is Kala Chakra. It's a tantric of the deity, the associated in this is Tibetan Buddhism, which is encompasses the four main schools and Sakya, Nikayagama, Kurgu, and Kalgu. Also, this is specifically important in the lesser time and Jainism tradition. These are the prophecies. Is the world which has a religious conflict and prevalent. Worldwide war will be waged into the wars. Now it happens. You can see now what happened in Palestine and these things. Yesterday also Palestine is been attacked by Hamas. I don't believe the jihads have done these missile attacks and more than 500 people killed in Gaza Strip. So those are the Muslim clerics and the Muslim terrorist organizations. They are the people who are doing this, not anybody else. So they are the people who created this war, made up this war, and made up this kind of barbaric attacks, horrific attacks, and they use against the humanity. They rape the women and they torture the women and they kill the people. They kill the innocent civilians. So they have to pay the price for that. Okay. Anyway, see you then. Bye bye. I will improve myself and I will improve yourself. And there is a lot of things to be discussed in this when it comes to the future studies. And we will see another great video. Bye bye.